Thank you, everybody, for watching. Welcome to the live trading show with Hernan and Mati. We're going to make some very big, important, powerful decisions today, and we're happy to have you with us on this journey. Hernan and I have collectively been trading for decades, and this is a show about learning. We've both made lots of money in the past and both lost lots of money in the past. So live trading that's what it's about. Today we're looking at the CPI inflation metrics that are going to come in. We're going to talk about what that's about, what's to be expected, and then we'll see the results in real time and make some live trades. I personally have a big decision to make on today's show because on the last show I opened up a position on Dogecoin with 150x leverage, and it is still open right now with some nice profits. So a few options as far as what to do about that. Let's actually.
You haven't closed anything yet.
Text throughout the show. What?
Show us, Matty.
Yeah, I'll just logging in here, but the preamble is that I've made a commitment for as far as this account is concerned to only make open, close, or adjust any positions while on this live trading show. Two reasons. Number one is I want to share the information and share what I'm doing with all y'all. But number two is that I have a tendency to overtrade. And I did this position last week. I have to say that this is one of the best things that I've done for my trading account because after I opened the position, we closed the live stream and the position is still running. I'm doing the dishes and watching the charts, and things started heading down. And I was like, I have to close it. I'm going to lose my money. But then I remembered my commitment and I stayed committed and I said, okay, I'm doing it. And I'm glad that we did because shortly after, or actually the next morning, it was about 24 hours after the live stream, there was a huge wick down, almost took my stop loss or liquidation amount.
I sent you the screenshot.
Yeah, he said I was in the air. I was on an airplane when that happened. And only once I landed, I say, okay, yeah, everything's still fine. My position was still open. And then about 30 hours after it opened, the position started really paying out, and in a nice way.
Here's the message that I sent you. I sent you, hey, Matty, I think you got saved by the bell. This was a week that you were almost wicked out of. Here at 0.17660, I think it was your liquidation, and it got to 0.7880. So I told.
Oh wow! I didn't realize it was that close. So 1770 my liquidation. What was the low?
So the low here on Doge. We can pull up the chart here.
Wow, I was like 10 pips from the liquidation, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, saved by the bell. Well, it was a decent short, but now you're probably in thousands of dollars in profit, right?
Yeah, so I was up from a $500 investment. The first live trading show we did, I made $50. The second one, I made $100, so it was $650 in total. The profit was up to $3,600 equity on this account. So I've come down somewhat since then. We were in some sort of a pullback right now.
Yeah. Well, if we get a pullback, wouldn't you say if we're trading live on the streams, wouldn't you say, okay, let's take half out profit and then put my stop loss just above my entry, and then that way you have a winning trade no matter what?
That's not a bad idea.
So this is where you entered. I had it marked here on the you see the white line?
Sorry. It's on my screen now. Go ahead and share your screen again.
You're sharing your screen?
Yeah, go ahead. I think when I share my screen, it takes over. So go ahead and share your screen, and that should take over.
Okay.
That way we don't have to tell each other we're doing it. We'll just take the screen.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys where Maddie entered and where his liquidation was because I haven't yet removed it. I remember I stored it, and you know what happened to me. I did not. I needed now. I know that I want to make the same commitment. That's why I set up a different account on Binance, but I'm gonna set a new account and I'm gonna stick with that commitment because I also tend to overtrade. So anyway, I think you entered on this. This was the breakout of all-time highs. That was 9th of July, right? We
Yeah,
went live.
July 9th. That's right. July
Yeah,
9th
so
was
we
the
went
last
live at night.
live
This
session.
broke out of this long resistance,
Right.
and
I remember looking at that huge movement up. We're like, this is a breakout, and then we're like, are we late? Are we not late? Yeah, look at that
so
big
you
white
entered
candle up there.
here, and this right here was your liquidation.
That's right. All right, you got it on your
So
chart there.
it came like almost down there, but
It doesn't
then
show that on the chart though.
ta-da, then it did a huge pump, and now I think
Right.
it's consolidating here. I don't think it'll come back to this point because this was a huge breakout.
Right.
But at
Right.
the same time, if Bitcoin shits the bed, and let's remember, like Bitcoin can keep consolidating, and I'm in the long right now. I'll share it really soon. But you also have to consider that we've been in up only mode ever since April, the end of April. So it's May, June, July. That's been a like a formidable move. So obviously we're we're Bitcoin bulls here, and we're all cheering for this industry to run as high as possible. But a 65% move on Bitcoin in 2 months, it's not too shabby. Like and a pullback is expected at some point. And just to remind you guys, like just as fast as things can seem to go up with this volatile market, you have to see how things can also, like this correction right here, it was a what, a 31% correction. Even at this, and people were arguing, no, the institutions are in. There's no way we are going to see this 30% corrections. You're going to see more shallow pullbacks. And here you go. We had a 30% correction here, and then we come to 60%. So this is where we stand right now after we broke all-time highs, and we are about to witness CPI reading, right?
Yeah, so the CPI, I'm happy to just kind of give an overview of what that's about. CPI is inflation metrics in the United States.
Hmm.
Core CPI is one thing that the Fed looks at very heavily when they're deciding whether or not they want to raise or cut the interest rates. So here's the forexfactory.com. They have all of these. They have a calendar where you can see, first of all, the core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, and then yearly annual CPI as well. So the previous number, so last year, 2.4%. This is expected, so the forecast expected to be 2.6%. And then the core CPI previous was 0.1%, and they're expecting 0.3%. So they're expecting a higher inflation than previous, though. So analysts are expecting inflation to go up, and they're expecting it to go up quite significantly. So if inflation is bigger than expected, so that would reduce the chance that the Fed will cut interest rates at their upcoming meeting. And then if inflation is much less than expected, that will likely increase the chance of a rate cut, and that would be very good for uh, risk assets. We could also look very briefly at expectations of a rate cut, when the next meeting is. Next meeting in 15 days. So 2 weeks from now, we'll get a decision from the Fed whether or not they're cutting rates. And right now, the current target is same as what it is. So the market is not expecting any sort of rate cut in the next 2 weeks. So only a 5% chance priced in right now. It's very small, and meaning if this stays as such, no change will happen. So generally, what happens is we'll look at the 1 minute charts or the while the thing is happening. So this is a daily chart, very zoomed out. Here's where my stop loss is. Here's where I entered the trade, and my stop loss very close to it. And here's where we are right now. Just looking at this daily chart, I mean, a possibility of coming back down to the lows. I mean, it's not off the table, right?
Yeah. But
Um,
it's also forming it's a bottoming pattern as well. Like very easily, like above 25 cents, this is most likely to run. Like the
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's where we're at. Here's my position as it stands currently on MEXC. If MEXC decides to load, there we go. There it is. Total equity 1,769, and the profit is around $1,000 at the moment. So, yeah, I could take profit off the table. That'd be a very boring move, I think.
Yeah, but
Um,
well, if you close, let's say if you close half of it, you already doubled your account. So essentially, you have another go at it, and you can leave this as a winning trade and write it off. Like say, all right, right
so
now, but
if I
yeah,
close half of it though, what does that do to my stop loss? Right.
uh, your
That's the big.
liquidation point. You should
Yeah.
not. I don't think you should. Uh, I don't think you should allow yourself to get liquidated after you're in a very good profit. But that's just me, I'm maybe you want to degenerate all the way and say I'm going to stick to my guns. This is going to a dollar, and it's never coming back down.
Right. Well, the other thing is that, and what I was actually thinking about, and maybe this sounds crazy to some people, but moving my stop loss up and keeping the position open. So actually increasing my position size. This would be like doubling down, right?
Yeah.
And then right now my take profit at a dollar means that I make $100,000 if Dogecoin goes up to a dollar. But I
Hmm.
can keep if I double down, I can keep that same um, $100,000 take profit, but put it at a much lower target price.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously, that's a lot more dangerous.
So yeah, so you have an option to play it safe, and you have to an option to degenerate halfway, which is leaving it as is, let it run, and you have the double degen, which is doubling down and increasing your position size.
Yeah, those are the three most tantalizing options for me, I think. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of options what it could do. Another thought that I had was just don't do nothing. And I saw a quote coming from Gary Cardone's feed this morning that said something along the lines of, the hardest thing that an investor can do and the most important thing that he can do is nothing. Right. So don't touch it. And that way I don't fuck anything up. I just leave my position open as it is. I don't know how exciting that would be for the live stream. I think I would want to make at least some sort of an adjustment, right? Just because we're doing it here on
You could say I'm gonna now run a new account and then just leave this running. That's That's another option. Or
Right.
as we said, you could say you could close half, put that stop loss in profit or above entry, and then you have more capital to trade with today.
Yeah.
You're both playing it safe, locking in a great trade, and then getting ready for today's CPI.
So, what's your suggestion here?
So if I would, like, if I was in your shoes, right, and you don't have to follow obviously my advice, but what I would do is after such a great trade, I would close out the position, put a stop loss just above my entry, but not above the recent the place where you almost got stopped out. So between your previous liquidation point and the bottom that it almost get liquidated, that's exactly where I should put my stop loss. And then you locked in a great trade, plus you have now new capital to execute a new trade with.
So you're saying take the stop loss. Okay, so my entry, average entry price 18.23.
Yeah, so you put 1840 or 1820, 1824 or 18245, and then yeah, I would take half out, because if it does come down there, then and you didn't take profit, you're gonna be you're gonna be mad at yourself.
So 18, if I set it up to 1840,
Yeah,
that's a profit of like $200.
but if you take half profit, there's gonna be a profit of $100.
So you can take $100 out completely.
Yeah, I would take a third or half of the position, depending on how confident you are with this trade. If
I'm,
you're
I'm,
super,
I'm
again, if you're super
pretty confident.
confident, and it says we're never going to see these prices this year, by all means, like just
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like I'm very confident about this, right? Like I'm very confident that we're gonna be reaching these type of levels again, right? 0.48. I think there was
yeah.
another all-time high previous to that, if I'm not mistaken. What was the this is a very short chart. I don't know where the history went on this. Let's see. Yeah, it was higher than that. Coinbase doesn't have it. Let's see who has it. Bitfinex would have it. Yeah, Bitfinex is showing previous all-time high up around 73 cents, 74 cents. So, yeah, I think that's going to happen. But where it goes in the meantime, not necessarily as confident and as sure. So, yeah, it could revisit the lows.
You're doing the weekly, right?
This is a weekly chart, yeah.
Yeah. So if you look, yeah, I don't think it's going to back to retest the lows at 14 cents, but that's where the bottom. That's between 14 and 15 cents. That's where the bottom was forming. So it's
Right.
not out of the like it's not out of the question.
Yeah, exactly. And look, and I'm willing to lose money if it does. That's okay. But I kind of like your idea here of at
Yeah,
least.
especially if you already made money, you already placed a good trade. We also what I the good way is to bank those profits before someone else takes them.
So 1840, just to put it into context on the chart, I mean, that's not so far away.
Yeah, that is why I would take some profit. Like it could, like if there's a negative event, Bitcoin. I see Bitcoin. I said on my stream earlier this morning, I can see Bitcoin retesting 111, 112, up down to 107. Like that was the actual start of the break. So even
107 Bitcoin.
yeah, and even a quick dump there, it's a 10K drop from here. You can
Yeah.
check it out. You can check it out in the chart. Like,
Look, I mean, to me, we got a strong breakout above 110K. You got
yeah,
it. It's in, right? The breakout is in. Is it a false breakout? It doesn't look like it to me. Like
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
look
so. I don't
right.
think.
This
But
looks
even if it's a legit breakout, it can come and retest the resistance it just broke as
right.
support.
It certainly can. So it's, I mean, coming in and testing 114, 112 does not seem ridiculous, right? Even if we're talking about the case where this is an absolute breakout, and even if this is the case where, you know, we're moving forward on with the lives. I mean, what does my fiend say? And I'll tell you what the fiend inside me says. Like, move, you know, double down on the position right here. Move the stop loss up to 1870,
Mhm.
1880, right? And leave the entire money in the position. So what happens if I do that, right? Um, I can actually simulate that a little bit on this thing. So leaving
But
my
that would also raise your liquidation point, right?
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Not my stop loss, but my liquidation level.
Mhm.
And this is how I'm used to trading, by the way. I want to make a lot of money. I don't want to make a little bit of money. I want to make a lot of money. Right? So raising my liquidation level up to 1880. It doesn't even want. I would probably have to close the position entirely in order to do that. Even it won't even let me because I don't have enough available margin. Right? I'd have to book the profits and then I can use that as the margin.
Yeah. Well, so why don't you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you put in a great trade, and your liquidation point held. I think it's a good practice to say, okay, let's book some of it. You don't have to sell in the half of the position, but you can take a third in profits and say, okay, we'll TP, like, I can leave my take profit two at an all-time high at 70 cents and then leave the rest just to run, and let's see how crazy the out season gets. But you already took profit, you have more capital to trade with, you played it safe, your stop loss above of entry, and you your your professional trading skills are uh, overtaking the greed of making a lot of money. Don't think of the money, Matty. Think of how would you manage the trade. Now that you're in a good trade, the next step is risk management.
Okay. So with 1 minute left to the CPI print,
All right, are you gonna stream it from your screen?
yeah, we could do that. I'm gonna close this.
Yeah, not completely though.
It's done.
You close the whole thing.
Yeah, flash close. Oh wait, where'd it go? Why didn't it close yet?
You have to say the quantity.
That's it. Done. Gone.
Nice, and you
All
got
right. So now what I'm
1700.
gonna do is I'm gonna transfer out $700.
Yeah,
10% of that goes to charity. And then $1,000 I'll be able to open up a new position after the CPI print. And if the CPI print is bad, that gives me a better entry. And if the CPI print is good, I get a worse entry, but I'll have more capital to do it with. So transfer from futures to spot, $700 transfer. And then 10%, $70 going to charity.
amazing.
All right.
I'm going to share with you my trades. I am already in a position.
Here comes the CPI.
Okay, you're going to stream it?
Here it comes, pending right now. 0.2, bet less than expected. Oh boy. Oh boy.
This one, let's do it. I'm already in a position in Pepe, by the way.
Okay.
Less than expected, by how much?
Not much. Where did it go? Hold on. Hasn't moved the market all that much. 2.7. Oh, annually is more than expected. Is only the core CPI, which is less than expected.
The core CPI is the one that's
the one that the Fed watches. That's right. So let's take a look at Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is trying to recover. If it reclaims 117 with volume, I think this is a long scenario.
Yeah, Bitcoin like that, but not by much. Like we're on the 5-minute chart here. There's a nice spiky candle. I'll put it down to the 1 minute.
That's what I'm saying. It needs to reclaim this level and stay above.
CPI, right? This is the CPI.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it climb. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go back into that with full leverage, like I wanted to.
I am in Pepe right now, and I think it's pumping, man. I have two positions actually in Pepe. I have one in Binance, and I have one a small one in Binance, and also my breakout account.
Go ahead and show them.
Yeah, I'll show my trades. I set them in this morning. I also shared my mistakes on last one. By the way, I fumbled the best trade in town, which was Penguin. That's why I took it some time off, like 4 days. So I have two trades on, right? I'm in Pepe long.
Okay.
This was my entry. I almost also got stopped out, but it's looking good. So basically, my take profit, which would also make my account prove, was over here at 14.0014. Right now, I'm in a like $100 profit, and I have another smaller trade on Binance. Same long Pepe, moving up nicely, and my stop, this is a 40x trade, but with a small position. So the whole position size is $4,500, like $4,600. And right now it's moving into profit. So if the pump is real, let's go.
Okay, 150x leverage, and I want my stop loss.
Wait, share your screen. Let's see where you're at.
That candle is huge.
Yeah, the question is if it's gonna retrace or it's a like jump in and burn all the ships type of candle.
Yeah. So closest I can put this is like below 1900, right?
Yeah.
18,995 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where am I at? There you go. That's at 1900. See, that candle is bothering me. I want to make this full screen here so we can really see it. Okay, 1 minute. This is the 1 minute.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it comes down a little bit from here, right? I mean, that's how markets work.
It can be.
If it keeps going up from here, that's going to fuck up.
The problem is, how do you catch it, right? So.
Oh, look, it's going up.
Yeah, I'm also setting a like a retest type of trade on Trump.
Trump?
Yeah,
Trump coin?
looks pretty button. Although, like, it has nothing obviously fundamental, but I'm just saying that it looks bottom to me. Obviously, if it's going to be a prominent meme coin, it has a lot of catching up to do. But yeah, but the other consideration would be, mm, the other consideration would be actually joining you with the Doge trade.
You can. I mean, I've been looking at Stacks as well. Stacks has got a lot of potential.
STX.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about it, Stacks, is that it likes to run with Bitcoin. Like it's a beta to Bitcoin.
All right. I'm in.
You got in?
I got in
Great.
150x. Liquidation price is 18,996. That's super close on the chart.
Well, it's a
Look, I
hundred
booked
hundred
$700
fifty
profit. I'm
x.
happy about that, but I'm going into an even more risky position.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's where we're at. 1900 is my liquidation level on the
Mhm.
$1,000 balance that I've got. But
Yeah.
here's the awesome part: is not only did I book the profit, but now when Doge reaches $1, my take profit is at 200,000, not 100,000. Okay,
Amazing. And you
there's
also took your initial out, so you're in a free account basically.
yeah. This is letting it ride without. So I've doubled the potential profit. Um, took out the initial, but the chances of getting liquidated here are pretty high, right? Because I put my stop loss right underneath
Yeah,
where this pullback
but
is.
again, the main thing here is you took some profit. So I think you did the right thing, Mati. I think you're playing this one right.
All right.
And it might just hold. We don't know. Like, okay, it's coming a bit down. Like that, it is a news event, guys. So these events are super volatile. Take that into account. But right now, my Pepe trade is looking good, and I just got filled on Trump.
Oh man, why are you trading Trump coin? I mean, that just seems like a silly move. I mean, I don't fundamentally. Why would Trump coin ever like go up?
Well, I thought the same, and I also thought like the distribution sucks. Like it's just Trump family dumping. There's no real reason for anyone to buy it. But then remember they announced the Mar-a-Lago dinner for the top holders.
Okay.
That is not nothing, right? That means that there's someone very close to Trump, probably Eric, or the ones who's managing this meme coin,
That doesn't look good.
that is saying, "Hey, listen, we want to reward the holders of this meme coin,
Oh,
right?"
look
And
at that. The entire move
if
is
that's the case, like if that's the case, then there are going to be people that just to get like close to Trump, they're gonna just buy into this. And I can tell you a good example of that was for that Mar-a-Lago dinner. I think Justin Sun, like look at you can look at the chart when it jumped to, I think, from $8 to $16. Yeah, it did a huge pump from $8 all the way to 16. Do you want me to share the chart?
yeah. Go ahead.
Sure.
So I'm just in the meantime, I'm looking at Twitter, and there's just kind of mixed sentiment about this. So Watcher Guru says U.S. inflation rises to 2.7%, higher than expectations. I didn't really see that. Yahoo Finance says June inflation comes in mostly in line with estimates as investors eye tariff-related price increases. So
Oh
mostly
no.
in line with estimates. But look at that. Actually, the chance of a Fed increase here have come, or rate cut have come way down from where it
A
was
rate
before.
cut came down.
The chance of the rate cut came way down. So it was at
How do
4.7%.
you see that?
Well, practically not having a rate cut. So that's not any real change. but clearly the bond markets where this data is extrapolating from is showing that inflation figure uh, makes it less likely for a rate cut to come soon, basically.
So you would argue that the actual print was negative print for risk assets?
Um, I think it was non-consequential, to be honest. I think it's just
Non-consequential.
not very consequential.
So this pump that we saw was just like short-term news-driven thing.
I think it will still have some residual, but I think that by the afternoon nobody's gonna be talking about it anymore.
Right.
Like you know, there wasn't much of a chance of a rate cut before the print. There isn't much chance of a rate cut after the print. So not the biggest. Like again,
So
what I'm
so
waiting for markets to really moon is for Powell to leave
right.
office. That would just
So
send
so
things.
if this is a nothing burger, then that could have been like a fake out, and we're maybe heading down. Like, you see, that
Could be.
that is eliminated right now.
I don't know. We're back in the range, right? So I think the initial reaction was that it looked kind of positive,
Yeah.
right? And it looked like it was good for risk assets, but then people started digging into the numbers and like, no, this isn't really great for risk assets, and now we're back to where we were before.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not looking too good, to be honest.
Right. So we'll see. My position is not doing too hot right now.
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
So it may be it may have been an event to just lure us in and wreck our accounts.
could be.
It's yeah. It looks like I'm almost about to get wrecked in on breakout. So if it was a fake out, like my account here is probably cooked.
Yeah, I mean, but you zoom out and you'll see that there isn't like all of this is just wick, right? So like
Yeah, it's
we're
just a
really
wick
in
to
the
the
range.
upside.
We broke out of the range for a minute, for a hot minute, and now we're back in the range.
Yeah, it's just a hot wick. It's really a nothing burger. And those are the kind of moves if we that get sell into that can lead to that can lead to a larger correction if it doesn't hold, right? So we started here and now we're almost below that news read.
Yeah,
You see, this fair value gap has already been validated, this huge one again. So what's happening is that Bitcoin's like retracing the whole move, basically.
yeah, yeah. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So my account here got wrecked. I think we got duped by the print, but by the short candle. It was actually
Oh, but
probably a good short setup.
I don't know. I'm not going short just yet. I'm not there with you.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it was. I was actually short pump. I made like $100 here on this move right here, but I did close it because I see that there was some demand coming in.
oh man, now I'm about to get liquidated.
Oh no!
Watch me get liquidated in real time.
Share your screen. Share your screen. I'm already rinsed. I'm already rinsed. I'm
Here we
about to
go.
get rinsed here on my yeah rinse on my Pepe long.
I
That's
got
it.
$200 left in the equity.
Nah,
18996 is the liquidation
shit.
level.
Nah, save Matty. Come on, Doge. Where's the Doge? Where's the Doge army?
This one's Bitcoin over here. Let's see what happens. I'm curious to see what the stocks are doing at the moment. It looks like it's holding for this second. Let's see SPX right now. Is the SPX even open at the moment? It's not open yet. Stock
Yeah,
market's not open yet.
Nasdaq's gonna open in a bit.
We're back in. saved for now.
You saved? Show your screen. Show your screen.
Yeah, it's still open.
Bounced.
Yeah, I'm back to $400 equity. Oh man, I have to say though that like this feeling that I'm feeling now, this high adrenaline, right? Like I'm happy that it's happening right now on the live stream, but you should know that like when I made that decision to only trade on the live stream, as soon as I closed it last week, that I was completely relaxed. You know, I was like, okay, happens, doesn't happen. I'm okay with that. Either outcome. And I was able to enjoy my Saturday as well. I was able to enjoy my plane ride, no problem. You know, like um
Yeah.
it was transformational for me. It was just like such a aha moment because when you're trading and you're trading 24 hours a day, you're constantly this
You're
feeling is just
constantly training.
constant. It's like
Yeah, and
all the
it
time.
drains you out. And the worst thing is that you can never really get it perfect. So you're always kind of bashing yourselves in. You're always saying, "Oh, I should have, I should. This was the top. Obviously, I should have taken all the profits here. Why didn't I take half out? I could have done much better." And that feeling is constantly chasing you when you're
Yeah.
trading. So that's a great observation, Mati, and I think I'm going to follow it as well with this account, Binance, because it does seem to just have like stopped me out and like probably heading out. But now we don't know, right? Because it did a small pump, a big dump, and now it's trying to consolidate. So I wouldn't sign off the fact that we probably are going to retrace some of the big move. I see an order block being filled around 112. Okay,
112. We're at 116 now.
exactly.
What does that mean? There's an order filled at 112.
Let me show you.
Go ahead.
So basically, what that means is there's an interesting gap. Not saying again, not saying that these things don't need to be filled, especially when you're in a parabolic move. But you see his ground spots. Let me put it into perspective on a bigger time frame, on the hourly, right? So these two candles that you see here, these big two candles, these were never like they the value was never traded back in. So the jump from 113 to 115 was met with zero selling pressure. So in ICT, what that means is that there's a big chance that either this one or these ones are gonna get tagged again, just just to fulfill the orders, just to even for to fill the orders, the buy orders that did not get filled in here. So that's what a fair value gap means. The next one up would be this huge fair value gap here, which would actually be a dip by the dip scenario, but that's still like four like $3,000 or $4,000 down. So what we're saying here as a very as the magician gurus that we are is that it can go up or it can go down. That's the verdict.
Okay, I'm making my withdrawal now. $70 to the charity wallet. 630 back to my main wallet. That feels good. That feels very good.
It is good, man. It is
And
good.
position is back. It's back. Not completely back, but I got $600 back in my equity from the 1,000.
Yeah.
So whether or not that hits my liquidation is very close now. Um, I don't know. That remains to be seen. We'll see what the market does throughout the day. It
Hmm.
came very close. Oh my gosh, it came so close. I saw it down, the equity down to $198. That was
From 1,000.
from $1,000. Yeah, but now it looks like it's holding fine. Now it's holding okay. We didn't hit that level.
Let's
So
check out Doge. Yeah. So basically,
oh
the summary is that we may have got duped by the print, but we're still within the range. It hasn't dumped yet to oblivion. It's always obviously depending on Bitcoin, but what I would say, what I would argue you have going for you and Doge is that you see this Wix over here.
yeah, the
That's
down
a lot
down
of that's a lot of buying pressure.
that support. Those wicks are
Yeah,
support.
yeah, those Wix are a lot of buying pressure coming in here and here and here. That was that was today. So this kind of orders at a large cap like Dogecoin, they tend to hold the price. So where's your liquidation now?
My liquidation level is just below 1900.
18 and what?
1890, 1896, 1899,
1899.
1899 point, 1899 cents.
It's risky.
Oh yeah.
It's risky. Your ideal, if you would have gone just 120 or 100, and you could put the liquidation point below this point, I think this is gonna get defended. 18.8. But if you're at 18.9, nah, yeah, it's a decent trade nonetheless. But we hope you make money here, Matty, and we hope that you guys at home are also making money. We are going to wrap up the stream here. Matty took out his profit. I got rinsed on the I double guessing my Pengu trade, and that's the way it goes. But we're planning on making it all back and then some.
We're not broke. We're just pre-rich.
Yes. All right, Matty. Thank you very much. This is great.
All right, good talking to you, man. Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. Share it out and tell everybody that this is awesome. If you want to be on the show, let us know.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, on X, Hernan Arber and Matty Greenspan. We got our content here. You can also follow us on YouTube and on LinkedIn, and also we have our consulting firm together, Quantum Consulting. If you guys are building a startup or building a project, we'd love to help you out.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great day. See you
Too,
soon.
man. All right.